Redditors who have gotten genetic tests, what's the weirdest thing you learned from your DNA?
My grandparents had a biological son they gave up for adoption before my mother was born and never told any of us about. Turns out some of the extended family knew my grandma had been pregnant before my mom but kept it a secret.
My ancestry is exactly what I grew up being told. I have several family members who are really into genealogy. But I found out I have a first cousin we didn't know existed. Apparently, my uncle had gotten married and had a son no one knew about when he was 19 and stationed across the country that he bailed on. The daughter I adopted and I are actually distantly related.
For 29 years, it was assumed that my dad who raised me was not my biological father, that I was the product of an affair my mother was having. I came out with blonde hair, freckles and blue eyes. A stark difference to my tanned, dark-featured dad. My dad chose to raise me as his own anyways, refusing paternity tests. I was never made to feel like I wasn't his. I took 23andMe simply out of curiosity and found out that he is in fact my biological father. ETA, since many asked. My dad has told me he didn't want to know the results either way, but I let it slip showing my sisters the app one time at dinner. He didn't react, but I got an extra big bear hug getting on the train to leave that night. Also ETA, because I have the best dad ever. It was assumed when my mom found out she was pregnant that the pregnancy was the product of the affair. My features only solidified that assumption. He was already raising my mom's first daughter as his own, who he'd met when she was 2 and told my mom he wanted to keep raising the kids together. They got married and he adopted her a few months after I was born. She was also treated so much as his that I didn't even know she was adopted by him until I was a teenager. My parents stayed together for 14 years, and to this day are still best friends.
My mom always thought she was French. Like, all 4 grandparents only spoke French. She got the test and it came back, like, only 10% French and a bunch of other European and some Middle Eastern. It caused a bit of a family identity crisis. 3 weeks later she got an update that said sorry about that, you're 99.5% French. Phew.
That I'm unlikely to have red hair. I have very red hair, BTW.
Not me, but my grandma got a DNA test done because she was sold as a baby and never knew her biological parents, so a family member urged her to do it so we could maybe find them. We found both sides, a half-sister from her bio mom and a half-brother from her bio dad. Although it was kinda weird to realize we have family close by, only 20 miles away in one case, it was much weirder for the bio families to discover my grandma's existence, since neither side had anything to do with the other.
A new sister.